If I'm Brandon Ingram, I'm taking a hard look at other teams before signing the max contract that the New Orleans Pelicans are going to offer him this summer, or not even this summer, whenever the offseason starts, because we know what's going on in the world with the NBA restarting the pandemic. Brandon Ingram is a phenomenal talent, averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 46% from the field, and 39% from the three-point line this year for the New Orleans Pelicans. He is a special talent. He's a special player. But the only issue I have with the New Orleans Pelicans when it comes to Brandon Ingram is that, are they going to commit to Brandon Ingram being their superstar player and being their number one option over Zion Williamson? That is the big question. That is the big issue that I have with the New Orleans Pelicans. He is their best player. He is their most skilled player. He has the ability to even play the point forward position, bring the ball up the court, handle the ball as well, make plays for others, can create off the dribble. He's improved at the third zone on the basketball court this season, 39% from the three-point line. That is special. He's improving, even though he didn't take so many threes, but he's shown the ability to improve that aspect in this game. Everybody knows he was a mid-range sniper with the Los Angeles Lakers. That was one of his best attributes in his game. That's why he had a lot of comparisons with Kevin Durant coming out of college, and even still with Kevin Durant, being in the pros, his comparisons was, oh, he's like a Kevin Durant type of player, because we know how lethal Kevin Durant is on the second level, second zone on the basketball court. But if he wants to re-sign with the New Orleans Pelicans, because he kind of came out in an article and basically said, New Orleans Pelicans is his top option, but he has, he's going to keep his options open. He has other teams in mind. I like that he did that, because he kind of puts the pressure on the New Orleans Pelicans. Even though he's a restricted free agent, I feel like if he wants to leave and get out of New Orleans, I feel like David Griffin would let him and probably try to do like a sign and trade with a team that he's interested in and going to get some assets in return from Brandon Ingram. He's a young talent. He's 22 years old. I'm sure they're not going to just let him walk without getting nothing. So if he chooses to sign with another team, you can probably expect a sign and trade from that team that he picks to try to get some assets in return for him. He's a special talent. But the issue is, when I say the New Orleans Pelicans need to commit to him being the number one scoring option and the best player on their team, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that Zion Williamson can never be the best player in the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion Williamson isn't going to be a superstar, because I believe Zion Williamson is going to be a superstar and a stud. But right now, skill set wise and operating the half court and just being able to do more with the basketball, Brandon Ingram just does way more with the basketball than Zion Williamson. And you don't need to really run your offense through Zion Williamson, because Zion Williamson is going to average and get you 20 to 25 points as long as he's healthy. He's going to get you half of that on fast break transition, another half of that operate on the low, high post and get into the rim, another 4 or 5 points on getting offensive rebounds and layups and tip dunks and all those great things. But when it comes to the half court, when it comes to calling plays, when it comes to running your offense, being the number one option, for the New Orleans Pelicans, it needs to be Brandon Ingram. And too many times we saw when Zion Williamson was on the court in return, when Brandon Ingram, both of them were on the court at the same time, too many times we saw that the New Orleans Pelicans were trying to force feed the ball to Zion Williamson and kind of trying to run their offense through Zion Williamson. And it just didn't make sense, and it just didn't work, especially when you know that skill set wise, you have a player that you can run your offense through and that's very talented and can just do more with the basketball. And that's the big issue right now when it comes to the New Orleans Pelicans and Brandon Ingram. And that's why I say he needs to take a long, long look at and really tell the Pelicans, like, if I can't be the number one scoring option, if you guys aren't going to commit to me being a superstar and the best player on your team right now, I want to go somewhere else. I want to walk. And it's a lot of pressure for the New Orleans Pelicans when Zion Williamson, $100 million shoe deal, contract with Jordan, all the hype, all the expectations. That's why, you see things of them trying to kind of like, Zion, you got to be the man. You got to be the go-to guy. You got to be the one. You're the next. They're comparing him to LeBron. It's so much hypeness when it comes to Zion Williamson that it kind of like makes sense why the New Orleans Pelicans and their front office and, their coaching staff was trying to force feed Zion and make him be the number one option. But I'm here to tell you, Brandon Ingram is not going to play the second fiddle to Zion Williamson, because he feels like he's better than Zion Williamson, which he is. And also, he just feels like he's more talented. It's easy for a guy to play the second fiddle to a guy that he knows he's not better than. But if he feels like he's better than you or at the same level, it can be very hard and very challenging. And if I'm Brandon Ingram, I'm taking a hard, long look at other teams or trying to get the New Orleans Pelicans to commit to me as being the number one scoring option and the go-to guy on your team, or I'm not signing back with you guys. It's as simple as that. And teams that, should go after Brandon Ingram, a team that I would love for Brandon Ingram to go to, is the Atlanta Hawks. Imagine him being paired up with Trae Young and in Atlanta. That would be something special because, and people are going to say, well, Trae Young will be the first option. I would say be cautious with that because people thought the same thing with Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant went there to play with the Golden State Warriors. People was like, well, it's Stephen Curry's team. It may be Stephen Curry's team, but we knew that Kevin Durant was the best player. It may be Trae Young's best. It may be Trae Young's team, but if Brandon Ingram goes there, he'd probably be the best player with the Atlanta Hawks. And also with Trae Young's skill set, it would work. The 1-2 punch would work. It really wouldn't matter who's the number one scoring option on that team because Trae Young is such a phenomenal passer that he loves to pass the ball. He would love to feed and get open shots for Brandon Ingram. And also it would work better for Brandon Ingram because his skill set is going to allow him to create off the dribble, create his own shots, get his own buckets, and also he's going to benefit with Trae Young because of Trae Young's gravity and basically having guys on the court that is going to be drawn to Trae Young, which means he's going to get easier open shots for Brandon Ingram.